Shalom. Call Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And what you're looking at is an animated image from a cartoon called Maccabees, the stories of Hanukkah. And see, you got these, the Jewish people, people of Judaism, which are not Israelites. Judaism is a religion, not a race. Being a Jew is a religion, not a race. All right. Properly, it will be Judah, Yahweh will be actually proper. And, if you refer to someone as a Judite, they didn't look like this. All right. Like the guy on the ground, because a Roman just burst through the door and said, Greek or Jew, and he said he professed that he was a Jew, but he converted to his ways. He said, but he accepted the ways of the Romans. So the Roman soldier left him and didn't kill him because they were ordered to put them to death. All right, but hold on. The scriptures clearly say that the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. And the story of Hanukkah is found only in the Apocrypha, in the book of the Maccabees. All right? So how could you make this very real celebration of a real event, the only history of it written about it in the Bible, is written in the Apocrypha? But what was I looking for? Romans 15:4, and it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." All right. Now that power of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another, according to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, so to learn and understand these scriptures is a gift, and that we teach on one accord. All right, the truth. But nevertheless, these things were written so that we would know and understand. And see, there's a problem with modern day Jewry, is that according to them, they've always been Jewish. But the prophecies in the Bible speak otherwise. Okay, in Baruch, it says, in the book of Baruch, 2:30, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start at 26. This whole chapter is really good. But it says, "In the house which is called by thy name." See, that's when a house is a race. All right. And since we know that the letter J is newly created and it didn't exist, the people of the Lord weren't, just like the Lord's name is not Jehovah, cannot be Jehovah. The people of the Lord cannot be Jews or Jewish. The letter J is newly created. So what were they called? All right. Remember that the history has been corrected and come out. The letter J was used first time in books in 1634, but it was actually created in 1524. That's why in the King James 1611 Bible, there are no J's in it. If anything, in Greek, you may have heard the word Jesus. You would not have heard Jesus. So you people calling and proper nouns do not translate. Just watch the news. All right. They'll be speaking in English, you know, talking about Korea, and then when they get to Jong Un's name, they say his name Kim Jong Un. They don't try to translate it to an English name. If you're watching Korean news and they start talking about Michael Jordan, you'll hear them talking in Korean, and when they get to Michael Jordan's name, they don't give it a translation to their language. They say Michael Jordan. That's what they do. That's what's done. Proper names don't translate. So the most powerful, most important names on the planet are translated. Why? Because they don't want the real names to be said, just like they aren't the real people. But Baruch 2:26, in the house which is called by thy name, and the lowest name is Yahweh, and the people are Yahweh or Yasharallah for all of Israel. All right. Hast thou laid waste as it be seen this day for the wickedness of the house of Judah, of the house of Israel, that's the northern kingdom, and the house of Judah, that's the southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right. The Israel is referring to what you call today Latinos and natives. All right. That makes up the northern kingdom. That's Samaria. All right. Plus the scattered that are scattered among all heathen. So some Israelites are actually going to look like Esau, even like the Edomites. All right. But it says, O Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after the goodness and according to all thy great mercy, Salakia, to all the great mercy of thine. And thou hast spakest, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day which thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel. So only before Israel, not all people. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. That's why we're called minorities. All right. Even though we're the biggest race of people collectively, when you look at all of us, Negroes, Latinos collectively, and the scattered that are scattered among the heathen, but in the pockets where we are, we're referred to as minorities, as we're scattered among the heathens. All right. As a matter of fact, before I read the point, which is in 30, I got to go to Deuteronomy. All right. The 28th chapter, starting at verse 43 or 44. Let's see. Right, 43, and it says, and a stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. The point is that when you look at that collection of nations, that enemies of the Lord, that made a tumult in Psalms 83, and they're named by race, by name, those houses, those nations have businesses in our neighborhoods and make money off our people, and they use our women. All right. You got Elam has the Dunkin' Donuts and the Subways. You know, the Elam has the 7-Elevens, and all those are in my neighborhood. Ishmael has the liquor stores and a lot of the gas stations, and then Moab has the Chinese spots, and the sport clothes spots and the hair product spots. All right. And they get up high above thee. They make a lot of money off the hood, and then they go back to their neighborhoods. All right. That's a curse that you're going to wear like a coat. All right. And I'm just going to continue to read to prove it. And it says, verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So where do you go to get money? Who's behind all the banking? Come on now, be honest. Not only is it Esau, but it's Amalek, the Jewish, the Amalekites. All right? They're not borrowing from anyone. They're lending. All right? They're the lenders. Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. And we have been destroyed here in Babylon. Okay? Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. This is how you will know who the Israelites are. All you have to do is just begin to read the curses and look at what people are under these curses on the earth today. Jewish people are not under any of these curses. And the one I like to read the most is Psalms 28 and 68. They don't have an answer for it. All right. It says, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt means house of slavery, bondage, house of bondage. All right. So he's going to take you into slavery again with ships. All right. For the 1000th time. Where are the relics of Jewish people? Henry Winkler, Adam Sandler, Beth Midler, people like that. Where are the relics of them going into slavery on ships, shackled with chains and yokes of iron around their necks? Google yokes of iron, and you won't see people that look like the people on the screen. You're going to see people that look like the people on the screen placing the yokes of iron on people of color. That's what you're going to see. And it says, by the way I spake whereof, Salakia, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. The it is Israel. All right. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. No man shall redeem you. See, the buying this doesn't mean the same as if you go to the store and buy something. That's why you have to look words up in the language that they were written in. And when you look this up in the Hebrew, it says redeem. So basically to ransom, no one shall save you. So the Israelites, the number one marker of how you would know who they were was you would be able to show in their history that they went into slavery naked with yokes of iron around their necks and in chains and got sold to the four corners of the earth. And the first slave trade, as I said, we were teaching today on the line. The slave trade with Christopher Columbus, all right, a lot of the Moors and Morenos, all right, that came from Portugal and Spain, okay, they actually helped Christopher Columbus. Okay. First slave ships came from there. And some of them actually helped them. Christopher Columbus came over with 5 interpreters that spoke Hebrew, 5 Hebrew interpreters. Why? And as soon as they landed here in the Americas, in the islands, right, in the Caribbean and in South America, the slave trade began. Seville, Spain became the reverse slave capital of the world. And that slavery went on for 100 years before they went to Africa to get Judah, the kingdom of Judah. So for 100 years, so-called Latinos and natives were in hardcore slavery, dying, suffering, being tortured, killed, raped, and everything that the Southern Kingdom was going through, they went through it first. And historically, when you read the Bible, punishment always began with the Northern Kingdom first. They got Samaria. They got put out of Samaria. That's why the Lord said, go not into Samaria. Right? They got put out of Samaria first. That's why he told them not to go up there, because he knew that the disciples couldn't decipher between who were actual Hamites, because you had Hamites, so-called Africans, and other heathens in that land, and who were the Israelites. So he told them to go, don't go there, but go to the Jews of the house of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go not by the way to Samaritans. Why? Because the Samaritans were here, over here in the Americas. We were over here. All right. So let's go back to Baruch and close this out. This is back in Baruch, the second chapter. I think we're on verse 29. And we were. And it says, and if ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. All right, so what do they call us? Minorities. Verse 30, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. Our people are hard-headed and stiff-necked. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. See, the Israelites would not know who they were until the time of prophecy in the valley of the dry bones, Ezekiel 37. And that is what is happening in the earth, what has been happening rapidly over the last 13 years. All right? Because the build up before that, before the internet, you know, you had, you know, one Westers, and you had the New York thing going on. And then, of course, it was happening here in Chicago because, you know, I've told you the story about my first wife, you know, 13, 14 years old. She was a Hebrew, and she knew she was a Hebrew. Came from a family of Hebrews. So they were Chicago one Westers. All right. So, but now with the internet, through that unicorn, the gospel has spread to the four corners of the earth, the true gospel. That's why what's happening in the earth. To see the fakeness, the lie that the Jews, that this man on the ground lying before the Roman, all right, would be of the nation of Israel, collected. Because is it impossible for Israelite to look like that? No, it's not. Remember, we got scattered. But that would be in a scattered Israelite, an Israelite foreigner. Okay? The Israelites did not look like this. This is a racist lie. And to put that to film, to put that on television, to put it in a book, is a complete and total racist lie. And then they try to turn around and call you an anti-Sim and an anti-this and an anti-that and a hater for simply speaking the truth, when they're the ones that's lying. But it's all coming to naught because why? Ezekiel, the prophecy of the valley of the dry bones, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, is the awakening of the 12 tribes of Israel, and the joining of the northern kingdom back to the southern kingdom. The breaches are being closed up. So with that, you know, I hope this was a edifying, uplifting video. Call halal Yahweh Bashan Abashai, Bashan Wakakudash, Wa Abba Shalom.